Score at 3-2 in Indonesia's favour. And on court we have Liem Swie, one of the most famous players, of course, in the world, one of the best known Indonesian players too. There he is. We've already seen him in action in the previous night, and a formidable player, and really the man who's taken over the mantle of the leading Indonesian player from Rudi Hartono, now that Hartono is at 32, almost on his way out of the game. So Liem Swie and his opponent tonight, Jian, a formidable Chinese player, 25 years of age, something of a footballer and a table tennis player as well. Very good natural athlete and a very, very good badminton player too, as we saw again last night. So again, it's another fascinating match that we have here. Swie perhaps just the favourite, Derek, but Jian is going to fight all the way.
Well, a brave man to try and predict this contest with both players playing on top form. I think that of the two, Liem Swie is likely to attack the most, but Jian capable of attack when he wants to.
The Chinese must feel good about the way they've started this second session, with Jian beating Hartono to make it 3-2, and I guess they feel that if they can take this one as well and go to 3-3, well, at their first ever attempt, they might well try and take this title away from Indonesia.
Service over, love 2.
Certainly players from the far end, the end that Liem Swie is at now, finding it hard to keep the shuttlecock into court. Both players extremely good movers around the court. Virtually impossible to find the gap. Jian just misses with that smash, finds the tram lines.
Two incredibly mobile players here, and Jian really at this end covering the court so beautifully, you can hardly hear him covering the ground.
And he's a very patient player, quite prepared to play the rallies out. The longer they go on, the better he likes it.
Two all. Service over, 2 all.
Oh, look at the accuracy there, straight down the line.
Service over,
Just in.
2 all.
And there the shuttlecock's folded with that power smash from Liem Swie. Seems to be a little sideways drift too. That shuttlecock certainly looked as though it curled into the tram lines. Swie just held his racket steady before flicking that shot over the head of Han Yan.
Wonderful covering of the court by Liem Swie King. Disappointing end to that rally for him.
Service over, 2-all.
Han Yan has quite a loose, floppy wrist action, and rather a long swing to all his strokes.
Service over, 2-4.
And again, it goes out. There seems to be some problem in hitting shuttlecocks down the backhand side of Han Yan. They look as though they're going in, and then they seem to drift out by about a foot.
Well, he watched that all the way, and sadly for Liem Swie King, it dropped in. This time the judgment was better. Trails 2-5.
Nice tactics from Han Yan. First playing the drop shot and then punishing the next shot once the gap in the court was found. Tempted Liem Swie King there into a smash, right out wide, and of course he left his own court wide open for a nice cross-court net shot from Han Yan.
Han Yan is really going away with this opening game quite comfortably now.
So certainly a bit of a turn-up for the books. Oh, look at that. Liem Swie King looks up at the umpire. Then Boucher, I think he fancied that Han Yan was even over the top of the net.
Service over, 2-9.
So at 2-9 down, Swie King got a real problem on his hands now to get back into this game against this so patient but so clever Chinese. He looks up at the lights. That's not the first time we've seen him do that. He just lost the shuttlecock in the lights overhead.
Service over, 9-3.
Take that one so early. Lim Swie King flat on his feet, unable to move.
Service over. 3-10.
I think it must have clipped Jian on its way. Lim Swie King indicates to the umpire that it hit Jian on the wrist, and in fact it was Jian who indicated to Lim Swie King that it did in fact touch him. Quite sportsmanlike of him.
Yes, I think from our position, Derek, it was fairly clear that it did clip him.
It's rare that a player will own up to it, though. That's nice to see.
Service over, 10-4.
That was in. Just down on the line.
11-4.
In badminton singles, you get a lot of movement back to front, but here we're seeing Jian taking full advantage of the width of the court as well as its length.
Service over, 4-11.
Still an awful lot of work to do. Lim Swie King. Change the shuttlecock yet again. 4-11. He trails. That was well in.
Nicely placed smash, and a typical single smash landing in the back tram line. Normally in doubles play, the smashes are much steeper than in singles. Smash right at the hip of Lim Swie King, making it very awkward for the return. And will I do any better with this racket, he asks himself.
12-4.
He's certainly in need of some help.
Stranded at the front of the court watching, hoping that it was going to drop out.
4-12.
But it didn't, and so Swie King is back in it with the service at 4-12.
And again, Jian forcing the attack.
12-4.
This seems to be the successful ploy, because Lim Swie King's at his best when he's attacking. And Jian's managing to put him under sufficient pressure to prevent him from playing his game.
And that was a delightful little shot that caught Swie King.
13-4. Service over, 4-13.
footed Lim Swie
Service
King there.
over, 13-4.
Turned his wrist over at the last minute. Great disguise.
Service over, 4-13.
Bit too keen.
5-13.
Oh, that's a lovely shot.
6-13.
Rat-a-tat-tat across the net. And Jian gets the point that counts.
Clever playing,
Service over,
smashing and attacking
13-6.
down the centre of the court. And the one to change it first was Han Yan.
Service over, 6-13.
Chinese covering all the court there, diagonally.
We get a good view of the lunging movement that's so necessary in playing tight net shots.
Every time the Indonesian wins a point, the flags go up
7-13.
all around the arena here. Indonesian supporters here in plenty.
Shot, indicating that he was going to return it hard
13,
over the
7.
net. He delayed, dropped his wrist back, played a very delicate net roll.
Game point 7.
So Han Yan, a game point, changing the shuttlecock yet again. And very close with an out. So Swie
Service over,
survives
7-14.
the first game point.
Starting to attack, but possibly too late. Risky net shot there from Han Yan.
9-14.
Goes for the full angle across court.
Good shot. Just found that little area in that back corner.
Service over, 14.
And he's done it so many times too. Seems to be an area that Swie King finds difficult to cover.
So it's the second game point to the Chinese, Han Yan. 14-9. Almost crept over, but the tape seemed to hold it back. just clipped his head. Well, very unlucky on the Chinese part.
14.
That puts Swie King back in at 10-14. Be getting the jitters now. I can see the points just slipping away.
11-14's well in reach, and his tactic so far of trying to play to the net and force the lift seems to be working. And there we saw a flicked service which Han Jian left, and it was well in. Enough of that, he says, so looking a little more determined now, serving for the first game.
This is the third game point that Swie King has had to contest, and that's out, and so that is the game. At 15-12 to Han Jian over Liem Swie King of Indonesia. So the Chinese Han Jian, having taken that first game, now at the far end where his countryman Jian had such a disaster against Hartono. It'd be interesting to see how Han Jian copes.
It will. I think the ends could provide the difference, but Han Jian, capable of playing all styles of game, stands a very good chance of being able to adjust to the conditions.
Service over, love 1.
And a broken string. Han Jian needing now to change to another racket and asking if he can just try it out.
Love 1.
Almost an afterthought, that shot, and he still got it back, which was quite astonishing.
I think indicative of the difference in ends, he obviously thought it was flying out and realised at the last minute that probably the drift was causing it to fall back into court.
Service over, 1 love.
Yes, Han Jian really getting the reward there for some persistent play.
Service over, love 1.
And Han Jian generally dropping and occasionally smashing. Problem when he's forced to lift it.
1-4. Two, 1.
Far too much to do there.
3-1.
Swie King quick to find the gap. We're seeing the same pattern of play that Lim Swee King was suffering from earlier on Han Yan's side of the court. It seems difficult to play net shots with any great accuracy from that side. Shots down the sideline on Lim Swee King's backhand side seem to drift out of court. And generally it's a problem end for all players.
Service over, 1-5.
I think there the shuttlecock did drift out to the side and Lim Swee King misjudged it.
Three, 5.
And you're not having quite the same sort of problems that Jian did.
No, certainly he's capable of coping, but he's probably got a little more shuttle control than Jian, which does help in these kind of circumstances, but it's almost impossible to exactly judge drift. It changes so much.
Six, 4.
Swie King really just fending that one off. Could have gone anywhere, and it did.
4-6.
It looks like another broken string already for Han Yan. Changes to racket number 3.
In.
And a great slice shot. Typical of world-class play. The direction of the shuttlecock is disguised as well as its depth into court.
Service over.
Acknowledged from Han Yan, straight at his opponent. And Jian is trailing.
Magnificent defensive play by Han Yan. He stands much further back in the court than most top players. Gives him a little extra time to judge what's happening. Now we see the shuttlecock blowing out on the backhand side of Lim Swee King's court yet again.
It certainly seems that in this particular game, Derek, we are seeing more drift across the court than we've seen before.
Yes, the drift was there earlier, but certainly it's moving more now. At least a foot, I believe so, at the moment.
From Swie King. He read that. It was a good shot from the Chinese, but Swie King was equal to it.
8-5.
Beautiful drop shots from Han Yan.
5-8.
Quite difficult under these conditions, and so tight that it's forcing an error from Swie King.
Service over, 8-5.
his head in disappointment at that. The idea was right, but the
9-5.
execution completely wrong. Magnificent overhead work from the Chinese.
Service over, 5-9. Six, 9.
That's out by some way. Swie King was looking long and hard, but
9.
well out. Yes, he was in trouble there. Seems the Chinese hit that with power overhead.
8-9.
The thing is, he's jumping so high off the ground, taking the shuttlecock so early. Liem Swie King has little time to react to the smash.
Service over, 9-8.
Swie King is obviously wanting to finish the Chinese off fairly quickly if he can in this game. He's allowed him to get back a bit too close for comfort at 9-8.
Ten, 8.
This is a better spell of play from the Indonesians' point of view.
It's always difficult to predict how these Chinese players are going to play because we don't see very much of them. We did see Jian out in Malaysia in the Albert Courts tournament recently.
12-8.
But we've seen a lot more of this man, Liem Swie King.
Service over, 8-12.
It's good.
Service over, 12-8.
Seemed a very late call, that one.
It almost
Clearly out.
Yes, it almost looked as if the decision was changed.
I think it was, yes. I saw the linesman put his arm out at first, indicating that it was good. That's another one drifted out the side.
12-8.
Tremendous defensive play from the Chinese player.
Magnificent rally. Oh, a really delightful play from both men.
Service over, 8-12. Nine, 12.
Han Jian putting one of those points back at 9-12 now.
Liem Swie King's known to lose his cool on occasions when they get tight, as it is now. Oh, a lovely subtle drop there. Everyone in the hall thought he was going to smash, but he didn't. He dropped, and it caught Liem Swie King off guard, knocking up a gentle shot at the net for him to punish away.
Service over, 12-10.
So again, the Chinese just narrowing the gap, but Swie King in front at 12-10.
Too well placed, the smash down the middle.
13-10.
And of course, travelling so fast.
Well left.
Service over, 10-13.
Superb defensive work again from the Chinese Han Jian.
See how he takes it so low down and so deep in the court, giving himself plenty of time and displaying real shuttle control.
Yes, just on the line.
Service over, 13-11.
It's been a hard battle for this man, Swie King. Again, incredible retrieving.
Those shots are just clipping the tape and Han Jian defends them against Swie King's smash, which is so fierce, it's quite incredible. And Swie King sees the opportunity there to take it off the top of the net, and again it hit Han Jian on the head. It's about 4 to the body he's taken so far.
14, match point 11.
So this is game point. Does he reach those? Swie King was going to leave that and changed his mind. Talk about living dangerously.
Service over, 11-14.
Han Jian is not out of it by any means. 11-14. Prove fatal.
Service over, 14-11.
Swie King with another game point, 14-11. Another one of those rallies.
Absolutely loving every moment of this. I really can't believe the guts of this Chinese player, Han Jian. His retrieving is really immaculate.
11-14, he's behind the Chinese. And again, it's shot from the Indonesian, right down the line.
14-11.
So Swie King with another chance to finish this one off and get back to one game each. It's crucial now, of course, that these players make a good start to this third and final game. I wonder, Derek, if perhaps Han Yan will feel happier at this end.
Well, I expected Han Yan to get the early start to this third game, and it looks as though it's going to Liem Swie King. So it surprised me so far. I would have thought that Han Yan, being at the better side, certainly the side that most players are seeming to prefer, is most likely to change up at 8. And then it would be questionable as to whether he can just hang on to the lead to win the match. But he's under severe pressure already. Good display of patience there. Quite happy to play the rally out and eventually force the error from Liem Swie King.
Service over, 2-love.
And it went over.
Service over, love.
Looked so casual on defence there. I really felt he'd put it in the net, but it just clipped the top of the tape and fell over. And likewise for Liem Swie King.
Service over,
So
2-love.
he's back in hand at 2-love. Don't often see them quite as wild from Han Yan. That shot landed some 2 feet out.
Service over, love, 3.
Well, not exciting so far in this third game. It seems as though the players are very tense and making several unforced errors. There we see another one from Liem Swie King under no real pressure at the net.
1-3.
Han Yan moving very quickly into those drop shots and finishing with tremendous disguise.
2-3.
Quite a unique player, Han Yan, capable of playing the punishing and the penetrating, and then during the same rally introducing a soft and gentle touch. Great subtlety.
3-4.
And Han Jian will be pleased with that.
4-3.
That too dropped in.
Yes, it seems as though it's easier to clear
5-3.
from Han Jian's end without knocking the shuttle out the back of court. And those could well be expensive misjudgments from Lim Swie King.
Yes, Han Jian was certainly the slower of the two to get off the mark in this game, and I wonder perhaps now he's found his stride if he can really make the most of it.
How he got to that shot. Incredible mover, Han Jian. Seems as though it's impossible for Lim Swie King to find the gap in front of him. Look at that, he does it again. But not quite enough control to stop Lim Swie King finishing it off from the top of the tape.
Service over, 3-5.
Well, he's good, but he's not that good. That would have been the shot of a genius if he'd got that one back.
Han Jian looking undecided there. I think that from this angle the shuttle looked as though it may well have been out, and he decided to try and play it back at the last minute. Lost control and gave Lim Swie King a very easy finish at the net.
Service over, 5-all. Service over, 5-all.
A bit desperate there, Lim Swie King, to find the gap.
5-all.
Knows that he has to play the shuttlecock right to the line. There's very little point in playing it within the reach of Han Jian.
Six, 5.
As though the shuttlecock folded there, it seemed to be flying
7-5.
rather strangely at the end there. And Han Jian breaks yet another string and goes on to racket number 4. And that's a perfect clear from Lim Swie King,
5-7.
just over the top of the racket of Han Jian. Of course, not too difficult to do because Han Jian's rather short, making it easier than when one's playing someone who's 6 foot plus.
Service over, 7-5.
Swie King recovered well, but he couldn't get back quickly enough for that.
It really was a good rally because on the first stroke the shuttlecock actually folded in, and both players played controlled shots with a folded shuttle. quite a test of skill, so they change now with Han Yan 8-5 in the lead.
Han Yan then to serve from that far end, leading 8-5 in the final game. Service quickly changing hands.
I think he should have left that one. He left it late, decided to take it, but I'm sure it was going to go out.
And to turn around, the gap was 3 points, Derek, and I wonder if that's going to be enough.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to predict. I would suggest he probably needs a little more than the 3 points, but who can tell? It's quite an even contest.
No doubt about that. That was very good. And in.
7-8.
Already the Chinese can feel the lead slipping away.
Lim Swie King definitely playing the right tactic here and deciding to go for it. He's very, very aggressive at the moment. What an incredible get back from Han Yan. Really, it looked impossible to take that one back. It was only a half-court smash from Swie King. Not often do they come back. And again, the drift taking that one out to the side of the court. The attack with a tremendous smash down the centre of the court.
So 1 game each and 8 all.
Believe it, he's almost tempting Lim Swie King, saying go on, have a hit at that 1. Lifting it up in the air and knowing that his defence is so sound that Lim Swie King's liable to make a few errors.
Wonderful play. Han Yan really pulling out the stops there.
10-8.
The big difference is that when he attacks, he seems as though he's getting through the defence, whilst Lim Swie King's rather struggling. Very casually taken off the top of the tape.
8-10.
Lift from Han Yan, just clipping the top of the tape and preventing it from reaching the back of the court, and Lim Swie King seizing the opportunity to finish with a smash.
Good judgment again from the Chinese.
Service over, 10-9.
So it really must be down to a test of nerves now.
Again, the judgment was absolutely right.
A stroke from Lim Swie King, looking a little rushed. Perhaps he's feeling the tension more than his Chinese opponent.
Well, Swie King looked long and hard at that, but it was nearly called out, although from here it looked to be closer, if not on the line.
That one was well out. And Lim Swie King trying a little too hard to win the point and making mistakes at the time in the game when he can ill afford to do so.
And this little man from northern China, Jian, 25 years of age,
14 match
is now at match point against the great Liem Swie King. And I suppose when you bear in mind what we've seen before, that was exactly what we ought to have expected.
Amazing. After showing no signs of nerves at all, he goes and puts the final service into the net. Some incredible shots back there, but
10-14.
the pressure from Lim Swie King's attack was just a little too great.
And the nerves are starting to bite.
11-14.
He couldn't reach that one. That was a perfect shot from Swie King. Right down on the line.
12-14.
So just 2 points in it now, and Swie King must feel that while he's in this mood, he can yet save it.
Quite incredible. Play such a tight shot at this stage in the game really takes some guts.
13.
This is the dangerous one. This is the time in the game when you realize that the gap has nearly been taken away and you're
13,
ready to
14.
level the score.
Back now with the Chinese at 14, match point to 13. And Jian with a little sideways look at his opponent.
smash. Really worked for the opportunity. The short lift and the accuracy of the smash down the middle was spot on.
Look at the perspiration soaking through on Swie King's shirt there. Both men have given absolutely everything. He's 13-14 down.
I think Jian making the mistake to try and put pressure on Swie King. He was doing better before when he was more patient. So the score levels to 14-all, and Jian decides to set to 3 points. So the score now love all. 3 points will decide the outcome of this match. And it's good.
Service over, love all.
Anxiety from Swie King there.
1 love.
Not really on for a smash that shot. It was only shoulder height.
Well, both players really producing some superb shots.
Service over, love 1.
It's still just impossible to say which way this one's going to go. Lovely judgment.
Service over, 1 love.
And Jian not taking any chances with the shuttlecock.
Well, again, he's nearly there. He saw his lead eaten away by Swie King,
Match point, love.
and again he's at match point, 2-love. Yes, it's been given, and he's won. An incredible victory. Jian winning 2 games to 1 after some of the best badminton I think we've seen in this Thomas Cup. Really sensational stuff. Jian taking the first game 15-12. Swie King 15-11 in the second. And we've got a chance now to have a look at the crucial point.
Match to China,
Here
15-12.
you see Swie King lift to the net, and he thinks that Jian's hit the top of the net tape. But Jian's taking no chances, coming over quickly to shake hands. And he levels the tie now. It's 3 games all.